It started with a casual evening at home. Dinner was cold on the table, but I hadn't cared. I was distracted, tense, feeling the weight of a growing suspicion I had tried to ignore for months. She had been distant, late nights at work, phone calls she didn't want me to answer, and a smirk that didn't reach her eyes whenever I asked too many questions. I tried to be patient, tried to trust, tried to convince myself that I was imagining things. But that night, something in her tone, the way she shrugged when I confronted her, finally confirmed what I had feared. "You slept with your boss?" I asked quietly, keeping my voice steady. She shrugged. Barely emotion, almost casual. "Sleep with your boss. Big deal." For a moment, I couldn't process the words. I stared at her, the words repeating in my mind, disbelief giving way to a quiet, simmering anger. Every instinct screamed at me to yell, to scream, to demand some kind of explanation. But I didn't, I couldn't, not yet. Instead, I simply sat there, listening to the casual way she dismissed it, the way she laughed off betrayal like it was nothing. I watched her eyes, searching for a flicker of guilt, a sign of remorse, but there was none, only indifference. I felt a strange clarity wash over me. This wasn't just about one mistake, one lapse in judgment. This was about a pattern, a disregard for honesty, for trust, for the marriage we had built over years. And in that moment, I realized that yelling, begging, or pleading wouldn't change anything. She wasn't sorry. She didn't regret it. She didn't care. I took a deep breath and left the room. Not in a dramatic fit, not in anger, not with threats. I walked to the garage, pulled out a small duffel bag, and packed the essentials. Clothes, documents, my laptop, things I couldn't replace if I stayed. I didn't say a word. I didn't argue. I didn't try to make her feel the weight of her betrayal. The next morning, I moved out. I didn't take the kids, at least not yet, but I left a note explaining that I needed space, that trust had been broken beyond repair, and that I would be seeking legal counsel. No accusations, no insults, no drama. Just facts. Just truth. Just boundaries. Over the next few weeks, I discovered more. Late-night messages on her phone, receipts for dinners she claimed were work events, hints from co-workers who had noticed the closeness between her and her boss. Everything confirmed what I had seen in that casual shrug. Betrayal, repeated and unapologetic. Yet, I didn't let it break me. I focused on myself, on my work, on my sanity. I reconnected with friends I had neglected, started exercising again, and slowly reclaimed pieces of myself that had been lost to the haze of a marriage built on deception. Months later, she called, her voice trembling, tentative. "I didn't mean it," she said. I hung up. No words, no confrontation, no drama. Her casual betrayal, shrugged off as if it were nothing, didn't deserve my energy, my anger, or my tears. I had already moved on, already rebuilt, already reclaimed my life. I realized something important during this period. Betrayal isn't always loud. It isn't always dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, casual, and masked in a shrug. And sometimes the most powerful response isn't yelling, pleading, or demanding explanations. Sometimes it's walking away, silently, deliberately, and letting your life speak for itself. In the months that followed, I found peace. I found clarity. I found freedom. And I realized that her words, her indifference, her shrug, her casual dismissal of something so intimate and destructive had given me exactly what I needed. The courage to leave, the strength to move forward, and the understanding that some people will never value the love you give. I didn't yell. I didn't cry. I didn't beg. I simply chose myself. And in that choice, I found more dignity and empowerment than any confrontation could have given me.